It's fall time, y'all. Okay, it is fall time. One of my favorite books I was ever assigned in school was The Great Gatsby. There is a quote that says, "Life starts all over again when it gets crisp in the fall." And honestly, I couldn't agree more with that. Fall just feels like a new beginning. It feels like you wake up when the cool air hits you and you have your warm drink. It just feels like something fresh, something exciting is coming. I think that's why we all get so hype over fall, because it just feels like starting over. And I think it's very beautiful. And there's something beautiful about starting over, starting anew, and enjoying and lavishing in what's right in front of us, which is the beautiful fall season. I got a comment the other day, and someone was like, "I feel like I'm on your front porch together and we're talking about books and drinking sweet tea." And I don't have sweet tea because I don't really like sweet tea. I know, don't sue me, okay? Not all of the Southerners like sweet tea, okay? I do have this generic Diet Coke. So, in an old pickle jar, I upcycled. And we're so excited to get into some fall time reads because I have a front porch. Once I saw this comment, it just really made my day because I'm like, you know what? I have a front porch. Even though, yeah, I live out in the country, there's still cars that's gonna go by and you might hear them a little bit. It just is what it is. What do y'all think about my sweater? Look at her. Oh my gosh, has a little witch, the haunted house, pumpkins at the bottom. It is so cute. Happy fall, y'all. It's finally getting cold, and I know y'all are looking for some cozy, fun reads. And I'm gonna recommend y'all some fall books that I just think are just perfect. Some of them are books I have already read, and that I think you should read. And then some of them are stuff that I want to read. So they're like my autumn reading list. All right, y'all. So first, I have the one and only Twilight series. Tell me why. I found this entire series used at a used bookstore. I didn't own this series, okay, because I read this when I was a literal child. I checked this out from my school library, okay, and read this. And I want to do a fall time Twilight reread. Yeah, and I want to make a video over it. These just give the fall vibes, okay? They give the fall vibes. The entire series just screams fall. I don't care what you say. And I'm a 2000s girl at heart, all right? This is just reread it in the fall. Plus, I heard that they're re-releasing the movies in theaters. What? This was my era. Okay, this was my era. Peak literature was this. This has the original pretty covers, not those ugly blown up letters like I talked about in my last video. Yeah, this is the OG covers. And yeah, I'm gonna do a whole Twilight reread. I am. So I really feel like this doesn't need a general breakdown, but I'm gonna give it to you anyways. Twilight is a young adult paranormal romance by our girl Stephanie Meyer, which is about a human teenage girl, Bella, who falls for a very dark and mysterious vampire named Edward Cullen in a small rainy town in Washington called Forks. The story follows Bella as she uncovers this vampire world and discovers a lot more about herself. The main plot being very deep and romantic love story between Edward and Bella. Now I have a feeling this is going to make me cringe hard as an adult. I have not read this since I was a child, really read the book. I've watched the movies 100 million times, but the book, yeah, I haven't. I haven't read it since. So I'm really curious how this goes. I'm gonna do, I think, a whole Twilight video. Yeah, either one video on the whole series or do one on each book. Probably one on each book, to be honest, because I feel like there could be enough content for all of them. Yes, I was so excited. I found the whole series for $20. Show them to you. Can you believe that? And they're perfect condition. I loved a used bookstore. I love a used bookstore. On my spooky / fall reading list is ZomRom Com by Olivia Dade. So this is a new release that I just picked up in stores this week. A paranormal romantic comedy about a human woman who attempts to save her seemingly normal neighbor from a zombie apocalypse. Discovers he's actually a vampire, an old vampire. Yes, sticking with the themes here. And together they work through this zombie attack that's going on in this world right now. And of course they fall in love amidst all the drama with the zombie apocalypse. So this just looked, from the cover, I talked about in a previous video how beautiful I think this cover is. I love to see a plus size girly on the front. Yeah, what I'm talking about, okay? And two, it just seemed like a fun book. This is such a good Halloween read, okay? Something a little fun, not so serious. Yeah, we're so excited to read her. I haven't read it. I have read other books by Olivia Dade, okay? And I just know it's going to be so good. Next, let's talk about this series, The Spellshop and the Enchanted Greenhouse. Okay, so this series is so elite. If you know, you know, okay? This book was just recently released and I haven't finished it yet, but this one I have, okay? And these are just perfect fall and cozy reads. I'm telling you, I featured them in so many of my videos so far. Both cozy fantasies set in a world where magic is illegal. And yes, these both have magical systems within them. In book one, our main character is using illegal magic because she had to flee from a tyrannical government back to her little hometown island cottage, where she opens a jam shop with her sentient spider plant. There's a sentient spider plant. It's like her little sidekick named Kaz, who is so cute. It's about how she deals with this tyrannical government and also builds community and friendship in height of a lot of political unrest. Yeah, that's what this book is about. And oh, it's so magical. It's so cute. I feel like it really gets into deep issues, but like in a really magical and fun way. I ate it up. It was so good. So when book 2 was announced, I was like, oh yes, I'm getting that immediately. Haven't finished it yet because I'm reading a lot of things right now. But The Enchanted Greenhouse is a cozy fantasy novel about Turlu, who is a librarian who is turned into a wooden statue, she's mentioned in book 1, as a punishment for creating the sentient spider plant, which is also in book 1. She awakens years later, a deserted island with magical greenhouses that are failing. With the help of a grumpy but kind gardener named Yarrow and a sentient rose, ooh, fun, Turlu must uncover the secret to saving greenhouses, all while navigating her own journey of healing, self-discovery, and a potential for new love and happiness. Such good, cozy fall time reads. I'm telling you, like, this is like curl up with a good book type vibes. It's so good, both of them. So yeah, I'm reading The Enchanted Greenhouse for sure this fall. I definitely want to. And y'all, both of these, amazing fall reads. Like, I got so obsessed with like jam and the concept of like a jam shop because of that book, to the point I literally bought a sticker the other day that says, "Books are my jam." So cute. It's just, the whole aesthetic of those books is just wild. So good. 10 out of 10. Just for, even if you just read it for aesthetics, it's worth it. So this one I actually don't have a physical copy of. I don't have a physical copy of, but I have read it and I want to continue in the whole series. And I just think these books are also so aesthetic and so cute. And I did read the first one and I want to finish the rest of the series in the fall, hopefully, maybe, or at least get to the next book. And that's the Pumpkin Spice Cafe series. Yeah, let's talk about it, okay? So these books get a lot of hate online. Okay, they get a lot of hate online because they're very quintessential, very stereotypical, like TikTok, booktok books. They have the playlist at the beginning. They're clearly made in mind for book collectors. Like, that's their target audience. It's a lot more about selling the copies than maybe the writing inside, you know? So yes, is that obvious? Sure. Do I care? No. Because let me tell you, I read Pumpkin Spice Cafe because I got it on like a good Kindle sale. That's why I don't have the physical, but I probably am going to get the physical. But yeah, it was cute. I don't care. Okay, hate on all you want to. It was cute. I think a lot of the hate is a little forced just because it's a quintessential TikTok book and people just want to be bad about those, which am I partly guilty of? Yes. Okay, but there was really nothing wrong with it because I don't think the book was supposed to be taken super seriously. It's a small town romance. It's a Hallmark book. Okay, like, how much can you expect from a Hallmark book? That's kind of the point. And that whole series is just so cutesy. And I want to read them all. So I read book 1, which is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which is by a city girl, a girl from up north, really inherits a cafe from her aunt in this small town called Dream Harbor. Dream Harbor, okay? And she wants to find a fresh start because she's tired of the city life, okay? But she has to kind of deal with this very grumpy local farmer named Logan. And someone is trying to sabotage her cafe. Yeah, they keep breaking in and causing her issues. And Logan and her team up to deal with who it is that's doing this damage to her aunt's cafe. Yes, it's a Hallmark movie, okay? But it was cute. It was fun. I didn't hate it. I don't understand that's what I'm saying. The hate, I think, is forced on it a little bit. All right? Yes, it's not some deep literary masterpiece, but also it's clearly not trying to be. This is meant to be a shelf-worthy book. You know, this is meant to be on the shelf. The girlies. This is the book for the girlies, the ones that collect. Okay, the next one is the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. That name! Oh! Tell me, these are perfect fall books. These are for the cozy girls. This is the tea, okay? Y'all know I like to talk about smut. Even though, yes, you look at these and you're like, oh, these are just little cutesy, nothing little reads. They do have smut in them. A little bit. I mean, it was nothing like what I read. So, there was smut in them. Like, it was there. And I've heard through the grapevine that Cinnamon Bun Bookstore is even more smutty.
Cutest little cartoon cover I've ever seen in my entire life. It's so adorable. Let's see what it's about.
He grabbed me by the throat and then he in the ass and he slammed me down on the table and
Then the first one. There's also one called Strawberry Patch Pancake House. Who's ever coming up with these names is iconic. I love you so much. 10, all 10s around. Oh my god, I can't wait. I'm gonna read them all. I think you should too, because these just, especially if you just want a lighthearted, fun read, we need that right now. We need some lightheartedness and some fun right now in America. So yeah. Yeah. Her name's Lori Gilmore. The Gilmore Girls. Yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect. Next, we're going to talk about Tusk Love. Okay, so I picked this up as kind of a blind buy at Books A Million. And this cover, I talked about this in my cover video, how pretty I think this cover is. I think it's actually iconic. Okay, I think it's amazing. And this is a monster romance, which y'all know is my favorite genre, all right? And it also gives very fall autumnal, vibes. It does, y'all, okay? Basically, this is described as a romantasy. I'd call it a monster romance, set in a critical role world of Exandria, following sheltered merchant's daughter Guinevere, a girl right there, and a gruff half-orc, Oscar, who basically gets mugged and attacked while she's traveling to go marry another man, and our orc guy saves her. He decides to help her travel to the land where she needs to go marry her new man. And of course, that doesn't end up happening. And this is a spicy book, all right? Just let you know, it is a spicy book and it has a half orc. What else could you want? You can tell by the vibes, the back and everything, it is autumnal. Like, it is an autumn book, okay? Like, the vibes of the surroundings, and there's like elves and there's all these magical creatures, and it's just magical and fun, also steamy and sexy. Like, it's so good. I had comments when I talk about this book. They're like, oh, that's like Shrek. And the more I thought about it, I was like, wait, this is like Shrek. I didn't even want to consider that when I was reading it. It didn't come up. But I'm like, yeah, this actually is a lot like Shrek. So if you like Shrek, you might like Tusk Love. Okay, and I've already read this one. 10 out of 10. You should read it. I absolutely adored it. Okay. 10 out of 10 recommend. So me and my husband visited Beaufort, South Carolina for our little kind of 1-year anniversary trip. And we went to this bookstore there that is based off of Edgar Allan Poe. It was so cool. Okay, it was so cool. I recommend if you're in the Beaufort area, you should go. I found a copy there, a beautiful copy there of Jane Eyre. Okay, and I have wanted to read Jane Eyre for like a really long time. It is my aunt's, who's been like a 30-year-long English teacher, is like her favorite book of all time. She's talked about it so much. I know it's a classic. I just have never read it. For whatever reason, my high school just sucked and I didn't read it. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't read it. I read a lot of other classic literature, but not that one. I want to read Jane Eyre this fall. I hear that it is a good fall time, kind of like dark, mysterious, gothic, type vibe. If you don't know what Jane Eyre is about, I'll summarize it for you. Actually, it chronicles the life of a poor orphan girl named Jane who is unhappy with her childhood and her aunt's family. And it talks about her journey to independence and her falling in love with Mr. Rochester, navigating things of love, class, morality, and self-discovery. So apparently, according to my aunt, Mr. Rochester is like the OG dark and moody male. And apparently, Mr. Rochester, his name's Edward Rochester, and that's where the name Edward came from, Twilight. Like, that's the inspo. So, I just think, that could be a good fall read. Yeah, Jane Eyre. I want to read it. Some people tell me it will be too dark for me because I don't read dark stuff a lot. Like, I don't mind some dark themes, but I'm picky. So people are like, oh, Kendra, you're going to hate that. Other people tell me, oh, well, it takes just some little getting used to or whatever. But like, it's really a good read. It's not too bad. I mean, it was written like in the 1800s. So like, surely can't be too dark. Yeah, I think the vibes, like even if you just look at that book, so the flowers and the gold foiling, it just gives like spooky vibes a little. I think I'm going to read it in November. I think that'll be the time to read Jane Eyre. Yeah. This is also a new pickup of one I haven't read yet, but the last one I'm going to talk about is The Deathless One by Emma Hamm. So Emma Hamm is one of my favorite authors. Okay, this is not like a super obvious fall book just by looking at it, you know, not like Pumpkin Spice Cafe, but The Deathless One is an enemies to lovers spicy romance that is about a girl who literally is deleted on her wedding day and her spirit is like coming back, okay, to like haunt people or something like that. I don't really know all of the ins and outs, okay, but it kind of seems like the real dark and moody read for the like fall winter time that I think I'm gonna eat up. And even though Enemies to Lovers isn't my favorite, I love Emma Hamm, and the way she does it is typically Kendra approved. So that's my honorable mention. I think I'm gonna try to read this like fall and winter. I'm skeptical, but I think that would be another good November read because it's literally about like a woman's spirit coming back for vengeance. Okay, and she apparently falls in love with like the god of death. Like that's what this book is about. Apparently, I haven't read it, but I'm just saying I could see if you're a spooky girly, this seems spooky, but also has some romance and some spice. So yeah, and the cover in true Emma Hamm fashion is gorge. Absolutely gorge. Okay, so I had to get it. I got it at Walmart for $14 and I'm going to read it. Yeah. And you should too. Why wouldn't you?